The following segment is sponsored by Providence Health and Services. This segment of AM Northwest is brought to you by Family Matters.
Health and education, safety, and the quality of life. K2 and our partners are proud to bring you Family Matters, offering solutions to the hard questions.
Because K2 and Providence Health and Services know that family matters.
You know, next month, I have the joy of becoming an honorary grandparent when my summer daughter, you've heard about my summer daughter, Renee, will be having a little girl. So I'm super excited, but I'm very unprepared. Here to help make the adventure more successful for all involved, we welcome Providence educator and longtime doula, Kimberly Beppler. Good to have you with us, Kimberly.
Nice to be here.
I really appreciate this. Now, I have to explain. You know, most people, when they become grandparents for the first time, they remember when they took care of their kids.
Right.
I have no children except for my fur babies, that's it. So you have a real project on your hands, and I apologize for that. But one of the things is just basics, like what do you do?
Well, I think there's a difference in what you do with the baby and then what you do with the parents.
Okay.
And the biggest thing that I teach in the grandparent class is that you're really babying your baby so they can baby their babies.
Okay.
But if you're going to be trusted to care for this baby, you definitely want to have the skills that they feel really confident with.
Sure.
So let's pick up some babies.
Okay.
Sound good? So
Yeah.
when I teach parents, I say head, hips, and heart. So we snuggle the baby in. Head,
Hip.
hips, heart.
Okay.
And get that baby nice and supported. I'm not worried about the head. Everybody supports the head.
Okay.
I'm more worried about just to make sure that baby feels cuddled and supported.
Okay.
Because when you move a baby through space like this, they're kind of uneasy. You know, they're used to a very tight experience in the womb.
Oh, good point.
So when you move them around, you want to be really confident. Head,
Okay.
hips, heart.
Okay.
Snuggle
Got
them
it.
right in.
Okay.
And then you can kind of read their body to see when they're fussy and uncomfortable. If they're fussy up here, it's probably more of a burp. If they're fussy down here, it's probably more of a gas
Something else,
situation.
yeah.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
So then you can put them in a different position. And my favorite position to show, and this works for almost everything, is to turn them around, face them out, support their little bums, support their chest. You can put your fingers underneath their chin, hold them up a little bit, crisscross applesauce the leg. And this way, you
By
get
the way,
either
did we mention that these babies are weighted?
They are.
'Cause
They have
they're-
a little bit of
they're heavy.
heft to them,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So if you can hold those legs and hold that chest, the baby has a little bit of support to burp. Or the gas comes out the bottom because they relax.
Why the crisscross?
So when babies will push against your hand, you resist a little bit, and that helps their pelvic floor relax. And so gas either comes down and out or up and out.
I had no idea.
So this is kind of the magic position that makes you feel like you're an expert when you're like, oh, look.
Do I look
just
like
got
an
that.
expert?
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Okay.
So the other thing I want to talk about is all the different products, because there's so many things that newborn parents use. There are all kinds of swaddles out there, and we have lots of parents will say, oh, my baby doesn't like swaddling. So now there are products that you can swaddle a baby with their hands up rather than their hands down at their side.
Oh.
There's all one-piece swaddles. This is called a swaddlini. It's super cute. It looks like a little sweater. You put it on like a sock, and their little arms get tucked in.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
super, super easy, in addition to all the other things that we've had, like receiving blankets, muslin blankets. This is a I Love Grandma traditional
I
flannel
love it.
blanket.
Because
So-
things have changed, you know, in 20 years, right?
Yeah, they really, really have. And babies haven't changed so much, but the way
Right.
we care for them and the way we understand them from a neuroscience situation is significantly different.
And you like the swaddling.
Well, I like swaddling if we're going to put babies on their back to sleep, because it helps them feel cozy and supported, and they're much more likely to be on their back, which
Okay.
is a difference from a lot of the way the grandparents raise their babies. We always put babies on their tummies or on their sides, and now
Right.
we put them on their back.
Okay, gotcha.
So we're really securing the baby. So there's all kinds of Velcro, zippers, swaddles that help,
Love it.
but we teach all that in the class. One of
Okay.
the things I want to show you was the way that we carry babies, because we used to say, oh, you're going to spoil them if you carry them too much, if you hold them too much. We want them to be, you know, really independent. But what we really found is that babies have a fourth trimester that's outside the womb. So the first 3 months are really a time where they need to be carried and held a lot.
Right.
So if you have a carrier that you can easily put on and put your baby in, or put your grandbaby in if you're going to be
Okay.
holding your grandbaby a lot. This is a Hippie Joey. It's not actually a carrier, it's called a parent assistant. but it's really a simple little carrier to just hold the baby and have a hand
Wow,
free.
this is
so I
one,
brought one
right?
for you.
Okay.
Yep, you can just put it on like a scarf.
Okay.
Just
Wait,
one arm
wait,
through.
there's one arm.
Yep, you got it,
Okay.
and just wear it across your body.
Okay.
And then there's a little pocket. I'll pull it down over your
second
shoulder here so that
Okay.
you can get it.
Oh, I see.
Nice. It's
Okay.
going to feel really tight,
Yeah.
but that's good because we don't want to let go of the baby.
Okay,
And then
smart.
just pull that down,
Okay.
and then when you go to put the baby in, put him on your shoulder.
Here, let Grandma
Oh,
do
yes,
it.
sorry. Yes, put him on your shoulder, and now you want him on this shoulder.
I want him on that shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
And
sense.
nice and high.
Nice and high.
And you're going to load this in like I think a pillow in a pillowcase. Just kind of get those legs in there, and
Okay.
you can fix
Sorry,
the legs
baby.
later.
Sorry, baby.
And then you're just going to kind of hop, hop, hop
Oh,
until
I
the baby
see.
feels secure.
Okay.
And then we can take our spatula hands and turn the baby's head.
Spatula hands. Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then your baby's nice and secure, and it gives you a hand free
Oh, look at that.
to check in with your
Oh,
your
wow.
summer daughter
Yeah.
to say, honey, how are you feeling?
Which
Have you rested?
Speaking of which, what should we keep in mind about the parents of the baby? Like
Yeah.
like can I just drop by anytime and offer to help?
Oh, wouldn't that be lovely?
Yeah.
No. What we're really going to be thinking about is what do the parents need? And I think of 4 areas that the parents need.
Okay.
They need practical things like food, groceries, chores.
Okay.
And they need pet care, all kinds of like taking care of them.
Okay.
And then they really need reassurance and confidence in their own skills. Because one of the things we don't think about as grandparents is how much anxiety there is in parenting
Right.
when you have the world at your fingertips and all the dangers.
Yeah.
So one of the best things you can do is point out the things that parents are already doing right.
Okay.
Like, wow, I see how well you're responding to the baby. Look at
Yeah.
her, look at you. Oh, she's so in love with her mom. You're such a great mom.
Okay. And listen, I'm assuming I hear a lot of friends who are grandparents. Oh, I'm spoiling my baby. And I mentioned that to some coworkers. Says no, don't spoil the grandbaby because that only makes it worse for the parents.
So it depends on your definition of spoiling.
Yeah, true.
We
That's
used
the
to
definition.
say
Yeah.
holding the baby too much was spoiling the
Okay.
baby, and now we know that holding the baby is actually really nurturing and good for their brains.
Yeah,
So
gotcha.
spoiling would be giving them something the parents don't want, like screen time or
Oh, we
sugar
don't do that,
or
no.
something like that.
Okay, gotcha.
But spoiling them by loving and adoring
okay.
them, that's what parents are looking for.
You teach grandparents class and all
do.
sorts of classes about child care and baby care. We're gonna, you have a class this Sunday,
Sunday,
right?
yep, Sunday morning.
At Providence.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna put all the information about that class and all the, I love your grandparenting advice, by the way, it's great. All right, all that on our website at k2.com/amnw. All right, here you go, baby. All right.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
You're going to
Love
be
you.
good at this.
Thank you.